Now, good evening. I do trust that you're having a wonderful weekend. My name is Brian Amwai. This is not the bottom line, but Look Up Weekend. We do have so much lined up for you tonight, from matters politics all the way to social issues. And today being Suicide Prevention Day, I'll be giving you some figures in regards to that on our segment, The Big Number Tonight. Also, we'll be talking about the issues to do with matters politics. We do understand that the Kenya Kwanza side is slamming Raila Odinga's side for expelling ODM MPs who were dining with the government. That and much more on the program tonight. Start engaging us on our socials at Amoy Brian, that is on Twitter at Lookuptv. The hashtag we are using is Lookup Weekend. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, so we do welcome your feedback on those particular social platforms, and I'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. Now, a sign language interpreter is Philista Adundo. Let's begin from a political front. Azimio leader Raila Odinga has accused President William Ruto of allegedly interfering with the running of county governments. Now, during his tour of Kisii County on Sunday, Odinga claimed that the president has been undermining devolution by launching county projects and issuing instructions to Azimio governors. As he toured Kisii County, former Prime Minister and ODM leader Raila Odinga has come out to criticize President William Ruto for what he terms as undermining devolution. Raila said the projects being launched by the president, including the affordable housing project, are devolved functions.
Iko serikali mara mbili. Serikali ya juu Nairobi. Na hapa chini iko serikali ya county, ya governor. Sawa sawa? Sasa hawa wenzetu hawajaelewa maana ya ugatuzi ni nini. Tunataka waangalia Amerika. Amerika ndio iko na mfumo kama hii yetu. Sasa Bwana Ruto asija hapa akafanya magavana yetu ati kama ni mapagazi yake. Ati fanya hii. Tunatakana pesa inatoka juu na kuja hapa chini kulingana na vile mamlaka imepewa huko chini. Kwa mfano, mambo ya kujenga manyumba kwa wananchi, affordable housing, ni kitu ambayo imegatuliwa. It's a devolved function. Leta pesa kutoka Nairobi, patia Simba Rati, ajenge naye manyumba hapa. Mambo ya soko ni jukumu ya serikali ya county. Leta pesa kutoka juu, patia Simba ajenge masoko. Hapana, wewe unataka kujenga masoko au mpate ya endeshe. Hapana.
Odinga also called out the president for subsidized fertilizer, which he says the president is using to dupe Kenyans.
Hiyo anakuja kusema tumeteremsha bei ya mbolea kutoka shilingi 6,000 kwa gunia, sasa imekuja 2,500. Hiyo mbolea wamepewa bure na serikali ya Urusi, wagawanye kwa wakulima bure. Alafu anakuja anauza kwa shilingi 2,500. Hiyo 2,500 naenda wapi? Wamepewa bure tani 34,000, wakaongeza mchanga ndani yake, imefika sasa 1,100. Alafu anakuja hapa anasema sasa mbolea nimerudisha bei chini. Unasikia hiyo? Si anakudanganya? Upuzi kabisa hiyo, sio? Lakini sasa kila mara kuja anazindua miradi ambayo imetengenezwa na serikali ya county. Atakuja kuzindua hospitali pale, atiji nini sasa, unaambiwa ati barabara hii itapigwa lami, nini hiyo? Hiyo ni takataka.
Touching on the bipartisan talks, Kalonzo Musyoka called on Kenyans to submit their memoranda as the dialogue team reconvenes tomorrow.
Unajua ndugu Raila niambia ni tuzungumze na hao wengine, na kesho tunarudia mazungumzo. Wale ambao wako na mawaidha juu ya vile tunaweza kuimarisha demokrasia yetu, tumeni memorandum ili tuzungumze kabisa.
Odinga was accompanied by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, Governors Gladys Wanga of Homa Bay, Ochilo Ayako of Migori, and host Governor Simba Arati. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv. Still on politics, President William Ruto has promised to propose a motion to the MPs to pass the NHIF health insurance bill, which recommends every Kenyan to pay an amount that matches their finance credit score. Now, speaking in Meru, where, let me just take that again. Speaking in Meru, the president emphasized on the need to have every Kenyan give a contribution that will ensure that in future they do not have to suffer as far as health matters are concerned in hospitals.
Watu wengi wanauza ng'ombe, wanauza nini kwenda kulipia mambo ya hospitali. Tumekubaliana na wabunge, na wako hapa wabunge wetu, kwamba tunarudisha sheria ya NHIF bunge. Vile tulikubaliana na nyinyi ya kwamba hiyo NHIF ilipwe kulingana na kiwango ya mapato ya mtu. Wale watu wa chini, mama mboga na wengine ambao wana pesa ya kutosha walipe chini. Niliwaambia wale wanalipa 500 watalipa shilingi 300. Si ndio tulikubaliana? Na mkapiga kura. Si nyinyi ndio wenye amri. Sasa wabunge mmesikia, my friends. Sasa mwende mbadilishe sheria. Hawa watu walipe 300 na nyinyi muongeze malipo yenu iende juu. Hapa kweli mko na shida ya ukosefu ya usalama. Si ni kweli? Hapa tuko na wizi ya ng'ombe, hapa tuko na ukora, watu wanauawa kiholela, mifugo inapotea. Na sio hapa peke yake. Sehemu nyingi ya Kenya, Lamu, tuko na shida kama hiyo. North Rift tuko na shida kama hiyo. Na ni kwa sababu ni shida ambayo imekolea. Ni shida ambayo imekuwa hapa miaka 20, miaka 30. Lakini mimi nataka niwahakikishie safari hii tayari kule North Rift mahali ndio walikuwa wajeuri sana, tumewakalia kuwakalia. Saa hizi mambo imeanza kubadilika. Na nimesema hata kama itabidi tutumie jeshi kuhakikisha kwamba mali ya wananchi iko salama, hapo niko tayari kufanya. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuendelea kama taifa kama hatuna usalama wa kila mwananchi kushughulika na mambo ya kujenga taifa letu. Kama wananchi watakuwa wanahangaika, hawana vile ya kuketi, hawana mahali ya kuishi, mpaka tuhakikisha kwamba Kenya iko salama.
Still on matters politics, Kenya Kwanza affiliated leaders have criticized ODM leader Raila Odinga for expelling ODM members of parliament. Now led by CS Gender Aisha Jumwa, the leaders say the MPs have a right to associate.
Jambo ambalo mimi nataka nimpongeze sana rais, na juzi tulikuwa tunaongea ya kwamba ameamua kuwa rais wa kwanza mwenye kusema na kutimiza. Kuna watu wamekataa kuona maana dhambi zimewasilia kama vile wimbo unavyosema, lakini yale anayoyafanya rais ni maneno ya kuigwa na wale wengine watakaofuata. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka nimpongeze na pia tunazidi kumshikilia. Kuna watu kila aina katika serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto, lakini cha kushangaza, mbali na kwamba hayo mazungumzo yanaendelea, kile ambacho ametoka akakifanya juzi ni kitendo cha kulaaniwa na kusema ni kitendo ambacho hakifanani na maneno yake. Kwa sababu inclusivity haiwezi kuwa ni yeye tu kutaka kuingia ama kupenya katika serikali, na isiwe si tu mwingine yoyote. Mimi kuwatia nguvu wale wenzangu ambao walikuwa expelled, nataka niwaambie milango ya neema na baraka imeanza kuwafungukia. William Ruto alifurushwa kwa chama, Aisha alifurushwa kwa chama, na wengine wamefurushwa kwa chama. Sasa msiwe na hofu. Tunataka asimame na ukweli, aseme anatakaje, kwa sababu hao dhambi yao waliofanya ni kuenda State House. Kalonzo tulikuwa na yeye juzi tukipiga mpunga pale State House. Ashaitwa bado, si ndivyo? Magavana na kina Nyong'o walikuwa State House, walishaitwa.
Now, a somber mood has engulfed Musungu village in Kakamega County after a man and his wife were struck dead by lightning during prayers that was led by members of the African Divine Church at their home. Now, according to the priest of the church, Timothy Masinde, he explained that before their sudden death, the prayers sought to improve the life conditions of their believers and give them a better life. Nushin Mungasia files the following reports.
It is a bizarre incident that left residents of Kakamega County in shock. This is after a man and his wife were struck by lightning during a prayer session at their home. The prayers, which were led by Timothy Masinde, the priest of the African Divine Church, sought to improve the life conditions of their believers.
Mzee alieleza ya kwamba anataka tumuombee kwenye amani na kufunguliwa njia pamoja na uzima. Kisha alipomaliza, kabla nianze kuomba, mama aliweza kuniitisha ya kwamba mchungaji, kabla uombe, ningependa uniombee pia kwa mtoto wangu ambaye anaishi nje. Alipomalizia tu kuongea hivyo, kwa hiyo wakati ndipo rati ilipokuja na ikatuchapa sisi wote.
However, the deceased sister-in-law, Sarah Musamali, claims that the cause of death might be a long-term dispute with one of the residents of the village who was demanding a debt they owed him to be settled.
Alimpatia kama miezi 3, hiyo pesa afanye nini amrudishie, lakini hakuweza kumrudishia. Lakini ndio alikuwa analia sana kwa hali ya pesa na mwenzake. Nikasema vile nilisikia hii habari niliweza kushtuka ndani ya moyo wangu. Nikasema ya kwamba pengine hiyo maneno ya in-law nation alikuwa ananiambia kila wakati. Pengine hiyo mzozo ndio nimefanya yeye na bibi yake wamesha nini kufa kwa sababu ya maneno.
Shirungu Ward Representative Peter Wanami has called on the national and county government to install lightning protection devices in the area to prevent any further disasters.
Ningependa kutoa wito huu ya kwamba baada ya uchunguzi kufanywa na serikali yetu ya county na serikali kuu ya kitaifa, ya kwamba kwa sababu huwa mashambulizi ya radi kwa kila wakati, waweke zile lightning arresters kwa sehemu ya ambayo ina mwinuko ili maafa kama haya yapata kuepukana.
Nushin Mungasia, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
All right, now away from that, health officials in West Pokot County have called on West Pokot residents to take precautions to protect themselves against tuberculosis. Now, according to data from a research by QD Excel Research Training Institute, West Pokot County is at the high risk of infections of the disease. Beatrice Kageha now reports.
We have 40% of people that have TB that have not been diagnosed in Kenya because of those barriers that we are talking about, the community rights related barriers, gender related barriers, and also issues of legal and policy framework environment that causes this barrier. So if you look at it and also the kind of environment, you know, we have mining here in West Pokot, we have areas that have come out as issues of illicit brewing, then those barriers are affecting access to such services, and we keep missing on those population that we want to be diagnosed and to be enrolled on treatment immediately.
Pokot, ukiangalia ugonjwa wa TB ama kifua kikuu, tuko na wagonjwa kiasi. Katika counties za Kenya, tuko katika zile county ambao tuko na wagonjwa wengi kiasi wa ugonjwa wa TB. Kwa mfano, mwaka wa 2021 tulikuwa na wagonjwa karibu 1500.
All right, we do want to take a short break here on Look Up Weekend. I just want to take some of your feedback here. Jacob Mjumba says, Kitengela tuned in. Thank you so much for making time for the program tonight. And also, I feel, see Joshua Musioka says, tulikubaliana wapi? Si mimi, but I believe huyo ni rais mkipiga kura. That's why you made that agreement. All right, we're taking this break. We'll be back in a moment, including a segment of the big number tonight. What are we talking about? The number of suicide cases in the continent. Do not miss that. We'll be back in a moment.
Realize your home ownership dream by investing in Brookvale Tuala, a magnificent prime residential property located in Ongata Rongai. Brookvale Tuala by Safaricom Investment Cooperative overlooks the majestic Ngong Hills and lies only 24 kilometers from Nairobi CBD. The project boasts of well-serviced plots with a perimeter wall, graded roads and a borehole. 50 by 100 plots are going for 1.4 million shillings with a flexible payment plan of up to 6 months. To book your plot, call 0729 121212 today. Safaricom Investment Cooperative, the investment partner of choice.
So the story we're telling today is a story of passion in practice that grows into business.
We have partnered with the Youth Fund, talk to as many youth as possible and work with them, hold their hand.
It is an expose of captains who have decided to take on challenges in different sectors and industries within the country.
My mentors had also not started as CEOs. They grew up and they showed me how they grew in the organizations. So that's what motivated me to actually do international business. And it was a good experience.
As an individual, support in bridging that care gap, part of me also to offer a solution. I want to leave this world a better place than I found it.
This is the Captain's Arena. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on Lookup Weekend. Let's continue updating you with the news tonight. Now, the political heat in Meru County continues to cause division among county leadership. Now, Governor Kawira Mwangaza has come out to defend her administration, noting that the siege in Meru County is sponsored by cartels. And as Ian Ketani now reports, Mwangaza's sentiments comes as President William Ruto calls on elected leaders in the county to work in harmony.
Just a few months after the Senate saved her from the jaws of impeachment, Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza is at the heart of controversy due to the simmering differences between her and Deputy Governor Isaac Mutuma. Speaking during a church service in Lare constituency, a tough-talking Kawira Mwangaza blamed cartels within the county for plotting for her downfall.
Speed yetu ya maendeleo ni 500 kilometers per hour. 500 kilometers per hour. Na tunasema ni kaende kabati. Kaende kabati. Na tunasema hivi tukiwa na mahaslas wenzangu ya kwamba Meru County haitatekwa nyara na makatero 10 ambao wanafikiria Meru iko na shida.
In a veiled attack at local leaders, Mwangaza attributed her troubles to leaders who are against her reign, noting that she will stand firm against anyone taunting her administration.
Viongozi ambao wanalipa mshahara wa 1 million ama 500 and above hawawezi kumake decision ya kwamba Meru iko katika shimo, whereas we know shida yao ni yao wenyewe binafsi, tumbo zao. Tunakuomba ufungue Meru siku ya leo, Mheshimiwa Rais. Na kuna watu hawajakubali gavana ni mama. Kuna matajiri na viongozi wachache ambao hawajaamini ya kwamba walipoteza katika kura ambazo zilipita. Ni vizuri wajipanga na waelewe ya kwamba Meru iko na kiongozi, na kiongozi ni gavana ni
It being the second time that the first-time governor is on the spot, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua cautioned the leaders against divisive politics while calling on all elected leaders in the county to work in harmony.
Sasa viongozi tafadhali, our people want us to be united and to speak in one voice. Because these people voted for President William Ruto to a man. Please don't deny them the opportunity to reap the benefit of their sweat and decision by bringing squabbles that are necessary. Let us unite in purpose.
While weighing in on the matter, President William Ruto urged Governor Mwangaza to unite all Meru leaders and focus on service delivery.
Wenu hapa wa county afanye kazi ya county, sindio? Na uunganishe hawa watu wote, waunganishe wawe kitu kimoja. Tusiwatenganishe, hawa ni grupi hii, hawa ni grupi hii. Linturi anafanya kazi mzuri akinisaidia katika wizara ya kilimo kama waziri. Si namna hiyo? Msimrudisha hapa nyumbani tena kuja kumkoroga hapa. Huyu mtu ni mtu mungwana, ananisaidia kusukuma huko na kupeleka dunia hiyo.
All right, away from that, as Kenya joins the world in celebrating the International Suicide Prevention Day today, concerns are being raised over the high number of suicide cases Kenyan counties, or rather in the country. Now, Siaya County Commander says, according to their records, the county recorded 39 cases of suicide over the last 1 year, with similar concerns being raised by Ms. Charlene Adhiambo, the Executive Director of a youth and women rights organization called Siaya Muungano Network. Let's take a look at this particular story.
According to World Health Organization, the global suicide statistics estimates that over 700,000 people die worldwide each year through suicide, turning it down to death of one person in every 40 seconds. In Kenya alone, according to Chiromo Hospital Group, an estimated 311 people die through suicide each year, with the suicide rate being twice as high among men than women. As Kenya joins the world in celebrating the International Suicide Prevention Day today, concerns have been raised over the high number of suicide cases. In Siaya County, the police commander Michael Mushiri says that 39 cases of suicide were recorded over the last 1 year, with 32 being male, 3 female, and the remaining 4 involved children.
It's clear that the number of men are the majority when it comes to this incident of suicide, because our figures here indicate the percentage is 81%. And for women, it is 8% of the total. And most tragically, for children, the figure is 10%.
In Uasin Gishu County, woman representative Gladys Sholei has urged the National Assembly to expedite the process of amending the penal code that criminalizes suicide, noting that the law does not help to address the problem.
Currently, suicide is a criminal offense. Attempted suicide is a criminal offense, but I'm one of the people who have said we should decriminalize suicide. Sit with it and bring a substantive amendment, and I think we've agreed with Dr. Lukoye, Professor Lukoye, who's a senior psychiatrist in the country, that he's going to bring that amendment.
Wanjiku Njoroge, Lookuptv.
Right, that's an important conversation to be having in the country, especially at this particular time when every conversation is about mental health, and we hope to steer that conversation forward. All right, away from that, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi has called upon the boy child to focus on their education and shun drugs. Now, speaking during the celebrations to mark 90 years of Kagumo, Pastor Gachagua said that she will not relent in her fight for the boy child as they remain neglected. Now, the event was also attended by former Cabinet Secretary James Macharia.
No way a country can be able to neglect a seed carrier, and we expect to thrive. And therefore, we must fight, protect, and continue to fight for the boy child. We have neglected him, and we are paying very dearly.
And say that you have done a lot, Your Excellency, in terms of molding the future of the boy child, counseling people who require counseling, and all of us require counseling. And I will not hesitate to say what I said earlier, that I personally have benefited from your spiritual counseling. We all go through times of turbulence, and Your Excellency, you are gifted. God has given you a gift.
Now to the counties, leaders and environmentalists in Garissa are calling on the government to commit more funds to SL counties. Now the leaders also commended the president for the just concluded Africa Climate Summit, noting that it is a step in the right direction in the fight against climate change.
After the 3 days of the inaugural Africa Climate Summit, which saw leaders from across the globe gather in Nairobi, leaders in Garissa have commended the president for his firm stand in defending the African continent. However, the leaders claim that the SL counties have been badly affected by the effects of climate change, especially livestock farmers, who have lost hundreds of livestock due to climate change, adding that more action initiatives should be adopted.
Swahili wanasema adhabu ya kaburi ajuaye ni maiti. Mabadiliko ya hewa, kama iko watu ambayo wameathirika ni jamii ya wafugaji. Sisi watu ya hii mkoa wa kaskazini mashariki, hata wakulima wetu ambayo wako karibu na mto Tana wanakuwa affected. Mvua mara nyingine haikuji, wakati inakuja mingi kuharibu mimea, floods. Kwa hivyo sisi saa zote tuko mile kitu mimi naweza ita kwa kizungu from one crisis to another crisis.
In other news, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, has sensitized players in public transport sector in Nakuru to promote and maintain peace within the sector, under partnership dubbed Pamoja Tuchunge Amani, that seeks to expand and strengthen crime and peace watch initiatives in the city in the bid to forestall re-emergence of destructive criminal gangs.
Very important as NCCK that we have a lot of plans. Last year we met with the youth, we met with the borders, we met also with Matatu owners, and we wanted to see that, and even the groups that maybe were leading different kinds, as they say that we had such a kinds of confirms and whatever. We wanted to see that our county is at peace. So we spoke with each one of them, each group, and we tried to teach them and tell them the importance of peace coexisting in our county.
Finally, in an effort to boost learners' food security pilot, farming projects has been launched at Ildamat Boys High School. The initiative, courtesy of Quickmart retailers and other partners, is also geared towards empowering the learners on farming skills. Speaking during the launch of the project dubbed in Kilimo Shuleni, locals expressed optimism that the initiative will boost learners' food security and bridge skills among locals in Kajiado Central Sub-County.
Kilimo Shuleni is around enabling communities to be able to farm. So today we are launching a school farm, as you can see, 5 acres, where we will teach the students how to farm and plant husbandry. So we'll teach them the crops that will do well here. We'll plant them enough to sustain them through a school term. And if and when the students produce more that they can consume as Quickmart, we then confirm that we will buy the produce and sell it through our stores.
Kevin Yapara, Lookuptv.
Now, Time for the big number tonight, and tonight we're doing it different, so I'll just be taking you through data and statistics. So follow me through as we go along with this particular segment tonight. Now, according to data from the World Health Organization, 703,000 people take their own lives. Now, suicide occurs throughout the lifespan and was the fourth leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds globally in the year 2019. Now, 6 in 10 countries with the highest suicide rates worldwide are in Africa. 18 per 100,000 males in Africa die by suicide, which happens to be the highest of all WHO global regions. Now, who exactly is at risk when it comes to matter suicide? While the link between suicide and mental disorders, in particular depression and alcohol use disorders, and a previous suicide attempt is well established in high-income countries, many suicide happens impulsively in moments of crisis with a breakdown in their ability to deal with life stresses such as financial problems, relationship breakups, or chronic pain and illnesses. Now, in addition, experiencing conflict, disaster, violence, abuse, or loss and a sense of isolation are strongly associated with suicidal behavior. Now, suicide rates are also high amongst vulnerable groups who experience discrimination, such as refugees and migrants, indigenous people, including lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgender, intersex persons, and prisoners. Now, methods of suicide include, WHO says, around 20% of global suicides are due to pesticide self-poisoning. Other common methods of suicide are hanging and also firearms. Now, how do we ensure prevention and control? Well, suicides are preventable. There are a number of measures that can be taken at population, subpopulation, and individual levels to prevent suicide and suicide attempts. Now, one of the things that we can do is limit access to means of suicide, e.g. pesticides, firearms, certain medications. Also, we need to interact with the media for responsible reporting of suicide, foster socio-emotional life skills in adolescents, and suicide prevention efforts also require coordination and collaboration among multiple sectors of the society, which include the health sector and other sectors such as education, labor, agriculture, business, justice, law, defense, politics, and most importantly, the media. Now, these efforts must be comprehensive and integrated, as no single approach alone can make an impact on an issue as complex as suicide. So what are some of the challenges that we faced when it comes to dealing with this particular issue? Stigma and taboo. Well, stigma, particularly surrounding mental disorders and suicide, means many people thinking of taking their own life or who have attempted suicide are not seeking help and are therefore not getting the help they need. Another obstacle is access to mental health professionals. Now, one psychiatrist in Africa represents 500,000, that is 500,000 inhabitants. That translates to about 2,534 psychiatrists in the continent. Also, African governments are not big on mental health. Therefore, $50 is the average amount African governments allocate per person to mental health. These are just some of the things that are playing a major hindrance when it comes to dealing with this particular issue. And over 700,000 is such a big number to be dealing with as far as suicide is concerned. Is it a conversation that we should be having? Yes. The time, well, we should have had it as far as, we can backdate it to a long time ago. We should be having this conversation almost on a daily, especially right now when mental health is such a big conversation in the country. Up next is sports. From the big number, we get to Matter Sports, and we start with what? KCB Rugby Club are the, let me take that again, KCB Rugby Club are the 2023 champions of the National Rugby Sevens after winning the Kabeberry Sevens series by trouncing Nakuru RFC 24 points to 0. Menengai Oilers defeated Nondescripts 10 points to 7 in the third place playoffs, while Kabras Sugar lost 7 points to 29 against Strathmore. Now Leos in the Strathmore Leos in the fifth place playoffs. Now the George Mwangi Kabereri Sevens was held at RFUEA grounds in Nairobi.
Through the hard work that we are able to celebrate today and to be able to get the big wins that we won. And then second of all, I want to thank our sponsor, our bank. They have given us an entire good field, an environment that has been very good for us to prepare. We were lucky enough to have a very good technical team with the legs of Brayo, Benjamin Naimba, Benja Otieno, Dennis Mawanja, and then there is Mshila, and the head coach Curtis, and our physios. They have worked very hard with these boys to get them to where they are today, conditionally, and part of the conditioning and the part of the game plan. They have learned through a lot of coaches, and I think it has come to help them because they have picked a lot, and you can see when they are playing, they are very different when they are playing.
South Sudan national football team Bright Stars has jetted in the country ahead of their friendly match against Harambee Stars on Tuesday. Now Harambee Stars, on their hand, held training today at Kasarani National Stadium. Harambee Stars will play Bright Stars on Tuesday at 4 p.m. in their second friendly match at Kasarani Stadium. Okay. Now Kenya's Agnes Ngetich has shattered the women-only 10-kilometer world record after timing 29 minutes and 24 seconds at the World Athletics Elite Level Road Race in Brasov, Romania on Sunday. Now the 22-year-old broke the late Agnes Tirop's record of 30 minutes and 1 second. Okay, 40 minutes past the hour. We've come to the end of our bulletin tonight. Should we say sadly or unfortunately or just normal? Right? Listen, it is a Sunday. Some went to church. Some still are enjoying their holidays. And maybe you're looking forward to going out to, do whatever you need to do tonight. I want you to take care. But before I let you go, let me see whether there's something you're saying on our socials. This is Moses Masongo says, Kiburi too, this is in regards to the story that you're doing about, Kenya Kwanza leaders calling out Raila Odinga for expelling ODM MPs. And somebody else says, this is Paul Parmwat, says, fantastic, kazi, mama wacha siasa. Okay, okay, I'm not going to take that. Let me see whether you're saying something else. As far as this bulletin is concerned, we did ask for your feedback. Levis Mbitha says, ulikuwa hujui hiyo wakati ukiwa na uhuru na mlimpeana ngapi kwa magavana wafanyie maendeleo, something like that in regards to the story about Raila Odinga, just Kenyans giving their feedback. And one more here, Benzu Giles says, Lookuptv, kindly inbox me, please. All right, we don't do that, but because you're watching tonight, I believe our social media team will be doing something about it just to make sure that you don't run away, all right? If it's going to make you feel, we're going to inbox you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Brian Amuai. On behalf of every person that has made this bulletin a success tonight, starting from my producer, Ian Ketani, to my director, Jay Momanyi, the teleprompter, Dano Rondo, and my sign language interpreter tonight, Philista Adundo. I do want to thank you so much for watching. So if you're going out tonight, do take care. If you're going to sleep because you have to wake up tomorrow and work, good night. God bless you.